What's up, YouTube? Ted Wooga here. This just in, Floyd Mayweather is not undefeated anymore. He is officially 42-1 with 26 KOs. His one loss came to none other than famed astound reporter Bob Costas. Wow. I saw that interview that they had, that 20-minute long interview. Man, Bob Costas sewed Mayweather a new asshole. He fucked him up, in other words. This was the video I was waiting for. Bob Costas asked exactly the right questions. Not like a lot of other reporters that are on Floyd's nuts and don't call him out on shit. Bob Costas called him out on everything, but kept his cool and his composure the whole time. And you can tell Floyd was getting a little agitated by the questions he was asking. Now, I'm glad that interview came out, because now everyone can see, everyone with a common sense, of course, that Floyd Mayweather is the one ducking this fight. And no matter how much he calls out Manny Pacquiao, no matter what he tweets on his gay-ass Twitter page, he is the one that is preventing the fight from happening. He even says so himself in the video, in the interview. Self-preservation. What the hell does that mean? That means he wants to preserve himself for his future. He wants to be there. In other words, he's implying that Manny Pacquiao would beat the ever-loving snot out of him, potentially, and that he will not give Manny Pacquiao share of the pay-per-view. I'm glad he also mentioned that, confirmed what we already knew, because I still had friends that are Floyd fans, Flomos, in other words. There's a difference between a fan of Floyd Mayweather's fighting style, because I'm a fan of his fighting style, but these guys are Flomos. And then what they were saying was that, oh yeah, well, Manny Pacquiao, we don't know the whole side of the story. Manny Pacquiao, he could be saying one thing, but it might not be true, because words get mixed up and stuff like that. We'll hear from Mayweather if that's the case. If that's the case, then yeah, man, fuck Floyd. These are Flomos that were saying that to me. And now when Floyd came out and confirmed what we don't know, what we already knew about Pacquiao just getting a 40 million flat rate with no pay-per-views whatsoever. Now they're saying, oh yeah, well, Floyd's the highest paid athlete in the world. Like, dude, shut up. Shut up. This is what I ask everybody. I was like, I always say, what Floyd's doing, just turn it around and imagine if Pacquiao was doing that. How would you guys react? How would the Flomos react to that? Let's say, hypothetically, Pacquiao's the one calling Mayweather on Twitter to step up, punk, and all this other shit-talking stuff that he was saying. And then let's say Floyd agrees to Manny Pacquiao's random drug testing, random blood and urine testing, agrees on the venue, agrees on everything that Pacquiao, hypothetically, is asking Floyd, and then at the end of the last second, when the fight was literally about to be packaged and mailed, Pacquiao comes out and says, I will not accept a 50-50, and Floyd will not get any pay-per-view revenues. Wouldn't you guys, again, I would not hear the end of it. You guys would be talking and laughing and shit talking. Pacquiao would be the greatest ducker of all time. He's this, he's that. But when Floyd does it, oh, well, he's the cash cow, man. Yo, he's the highest paid athlete in the world. Yo, man. Yo, one love, man. Like Dana White says, if there's one fight in the world that had to be 50-50, it's this one. Pacquiao brings just as much pay-per-view buys as Floyd Mayweather, minus the Oscar Mayweather fight, but that was Oscar, not Mayweather, because Mayweather never hit those numbers, not even anywhere close to them ever again. And then yeah, there's just as much hype, there's just as much following. And then I hear another thing, I hear comments from people saying Pacquiao shouldn't get 50-50 because he struggled with Marquez. What does that have to do with purse revenue? Just because you had a tough fight, that means you have to get paid less? purses and revenues and 50-50 splits goes on popularity. They go on numbers. They go on pay-per-view sales. Till this day, I did the math. You can shut up and do it too. Go pay-per-view all of Pacquiao's pay-per-view numbers. The 1.3, 1.4 against Marquez, 1.3 Mosley, like 950 against Hatton, the 1.25 against Cotto, the 1.25 against De La Hoya. Add all these up. Pacquiao's been doing this twice a year. For the last 4 years, he's been putting up numbers like this. Mayweather fights once a year, if that. When you add them up together, Pacquiao actually sold more pay-per-views in total than Mayweather has. You idiots. So yeah, 50-50 is more than fair, but Floyd is not going to do it because he wants to preserve himself from that ass whooping he will get. Well, let your hate mail go, but your boy said it, not me. I'm just recapping what Mayweather said. So let's hear the Flomos. Comment away. Teruga. Peace.